Hey, Mrparka here to review a new one from Camp Motion Pictures. This was, I believe, shot in 2012, but was just recently released by them. It's called Rotgut. This is actually directed by Billy Garbarini. He's an independent actor. I've seen him pop up in a slew of things, usually like comedy horror style films. Rotgut, let's get into it. Basically, what we have here is a street trash style story where this is contaminated liquor with a gross tequila worm, you think, inside of it. Essentially, this worm inhabits its host and kind of makes them go crazy into zombies and then spit out more worms, kind of infecting other people. Similar to something like, Slither, Night of the Creeps, or Street Trash. That's the basic style. The movie takes place in a bar, which kind of has a feast element going on, trapped in the bar. What I really liked about Rotgut is that it's not your typical characters in this type of movie. A lot of drunks, a lot of losers, and a lot of people just down on their luck. And the movie manages to create a couple really sympathetic characters and even a couple likable characters. As some of the other characters, are throwaway drunk bums or are just characters you don't particularly like. A lot of them are goofy and weird as well. But most of the time, there's at least 4 or 5 solid characters that I actually had general concern for and was pulling for them. The best character in the film is the lead, a bartender named Leon, because he's a big kind of average-looking bartender kind of guy, but he's not a piece of crap. And I enjoy this movie because there's a lot of characters that aren't just scum of the earth. There's a couple in here, which I think most films should, generally have a couple dislikable characters, but for the most part, I do enjoy seeing characters that are halfway decent or real people, or they act like humans. Because when everybody acts like a sleazy piece of crap all the time, 24/7, every single one of them with no redeeming qualities, it gets a little boring to watch. I know some people enjoy that. I'm not one of them. But yeah, Rotgut paints these characters decently and puts them in a crazy situation. And I was the first movie might be guilty of setting it up. Takes a little long to kind of set up the circumstances, but you kind of get to know the characters. And if you like the characters, it's not a negative. I enjoyed the characters, so I liked it. But essentially, after that, they're trapped in a bar. They have to fight these kind of tequila worms that grow and get in people. The practical effects in the movie are fun. They work. There's some digital effects. They look kind of rough. A lot of them look rough. A couple of them look all right, but some of them are a little rough, a little dated already. But independent films and digital effects, a lot of times it doesn't work very well. But I do I'm happy they use some practical effects. There's some cool stuff with worms popping out the eye and the head and things like that. So yeah, like I said, the acting for the most part solid in the movie. The characters are solid. The dialogue's written well and they perform it well. I like the setup. I like this kind of film with tainted liquor and contamination and paranoia trapped in one location, stuff like that. So it's my kind of film. It is a little slow in parts. I think as the film progresses, I think that it does kind of feel a little repetitive, running to one room to another. But a lot of these kind of, I guess, siege movies feel that way. Again, like I said, there's a twist. Again, like I said, it is worth watching. There's a twist ending here, which I enjoyed myself. I thought it was pretty cool. I'm not going to spoil anything, and it reminded me of a bit of Deadly Spawn. So yeah, I like the squirmy, gross kind of horror stuff with kind of a comedy element. Again, it is very stylized as well. So yeah, that's Rotgut. There's a 20-minute behind the scene thing where it seemed like a pretty hard shoot. I don't know if Billy was putting it on or it was just a lot of stress on the shoot. But for the most part, they all seemed like pretty cool people and having fun on the set, except something stressful happened. But yeah, I enjoyed the movie. I thought that it was a nice cheap movie in one location, which was also smart. So they knew what they were doing, and it shows that all you really need is some good characters and a semi-decent story and a somewhat know-how how to tell a story, and you'll do all right. And I'd say Rotgut was worth your time. Gooey, kind of also reminded me of something like Mold by Neil. I can't remember his last name, but the guy who directed Mold, yeah, kind of reminded me of something like that as well. Not as big budget, but yeah, I'd say check it out. I enjoyed it. I had fun with it.
You open?
Morning, Verna.
No time for small talk, Leon. I need to get raging drunk.
I would like a drink.
Well, you came to the right place.
Bottoms up.
That devil water will be the death of you two.
Smokey.
You're just passing through?
No, I'm home. I just got off the bus.
And you came here?
Bad idea?